everyone, and welcome to the 30 Days Summit, where Russell Brunson has brought together a collection of his top 2 Comma Club and 8-figure award winners to share with you how they would literally survive and begin to rebuild their business in just 30 days if they lost it all. My name is Bailey Richard, and right now I'm delighted to be speaking with Rachel Pedersen. Rachel Pedersen is the founder and CEO of the social media agency Social Works Digital and Social Media United, teaching others how to grow personal brands and retain clients. Rachel is the symbol of freedom, determination, passion for life and business, making an impact by changing lives of those around her and showing anyone and everyone that they can reach new heights they never thought possible. Rachel has helped hundreds of individuals worldwide change the trajectory of their lives by finding freedom from a 9-to-5 job. In just over 2 years, Rachel has gone viral, reaching 11.3 million, being featured in Glamour Today, Cosmopolitan, and US Weekly. Rachel has taken her clients from $4,000 months to $7,000 days with a 3 to 22 times return on ad spend. She has worked with Fortune 500 influencers, celebrities, and clients, and she has gone from a single Minnesota mom to one of the top social media marketers worldwide. Rachel, welcome to the summit.
Bailey, thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure to have you. So I'd love to just dive straight into your 30-day plan, where in week 1, you discuss going hard on creating your own personal brand, specifically set up around your own name and sharing your own story. So I'd love to hear from you directly why it is that you would decide to pursue the personal brand.
Great question. So one of the things that is huge with every single business is the fight against commoditization. Anytime that you are fighting apples to apples with someone else based on the services that you offer or the products that you have, anytime something's based on features versus benefits, a brand versus a personal brand, it can be very difficult to stand out in the crowd. And one of the things that I did very early on in my business is I established my personal brand. Now, what that means is I determined what I stood for, what I did not stand for, who I was going to be, and then I was unapologetic about it. Now, the thing about the attractive character is it removes the risk of commoditization. I mean, if you think about it, most of us don't know what brands create paper clips, but we're also not willing to pay a lot for paper clips. But when it comes to services or products, which I'm a huge fan of both, they both have been instrumental in my growth in my business. The attractive character is what honestly has brought people in as if I was a magnet. It's easy to magnetize people towards yourself when you polarize with emotions, whether it's values, morals, what you do and don't stand for, what you are excited about, what you're passionate about, incorporating your personal life into the brand.
Okay, great. I really like that. I've never actually heard somebody describe it in terms like that regarding the commoditization issue. So that's fantastic. I would love to just keep moving on in your 30-day plan. Towards the end of week 1, moving into week 2, you choose to focus on a platform that I haven't really heard too many of my summit interviewees really talking about yet. There's been a lot of discussion about Facebook, but you specifically mentioned LinkedIn. So I was wondering if you could share with us why this is the platform on which you choose to focus and what some of the strategies are on this platform that you'll be utilizing.
Absolutely. It's actually really exciting to me that no one's really talked about LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a secret weapon. And the reason that I love LinkedIn is because it's not where all the marketers are. As funny as that is, there's something to be said about going where all the marketers are and finding kind of the off-roads a little bit. Now, the thing about LinkedIn is it's literally an open network to connect with business-to-business companies, to connect with CEOs. You can connect with coaches. You can connect with executive assistants for big brands. Everyone and anyone is connectable on LinkedIn. It's kind of crazy. And this is actually how I accidentally started this business. It was through LinkedIn. I had this theory that if I optimized my profile and really spent some time adding keywords, adding in value, adding in wins, just filling it with tons of value and telling a story with my personal brand, that people were going to be interested in the services that I might offer. And the crazy thing is, it literally took off right away. LinkedIn is like this amazing powerhouse of potential. There's so much revenue that's untapped. There are leads that you can be securing. There are networks to be built, partnerships to be found. So LinkedIn, I could go on and on all day about LinkedIn. I love it so much, but I love it for different reasons than most marketers do. Most marketers instantly jump into, let's set up some paid advertising. It's totally different than Facebook. It's much more expensive to get eyeballs on your content if you're going to pay for it. But when you're in the organic bootstrapping, which we are with this 30-day crazy challenge, we have to be organic, we have to bootstrap, we have to make things happen. And that is why I know LinkedIn is the best platform. Now, a little bit about what I'm going to be doing. Are you familiar with LinkedIn at all, Bailey?
I think I'm pretty familiar with it, yeah.
It's pretty fun. So the thing about LinkedIn, it's actually a really social network. Most people don't believe it when I say that. They're like, no, it's not. It's dry. It's, it's black and white. It's really boring. It's maybe a little too white collar. But the thing is, if you think of it as a social platform, the ability to network, I oftentimes actually compare it to a networking party. When you go to a networking party, you're not there to meet your friends, right? You go there, you want to connect with new people, you want to open your circles, you want new level of influence and the ability to create whatever the next big project is. LinkedIn is just like a networking party if you allow it to be that. So when you're on LinkedIn, most people just stay connected with the same friends for ever, basically. And the thing is, you have to open your networks. So I'm a huge fan of the LinkedIn open networker concept, but in the past, most people put it on their profile as lion. I'm not a fan of that. You can just embrace that mentality without actually proclaiming that you're a lion. Don't worry. But when it comes to connecting, you want to connect with anyone and everyone who could potentially have some type of connection for you in the future. Usually that includes presidents, owners, CEOs, marketing managers. There's so many different titles that you can target on LinkedIn to connect with. From there, you're going to take your connections and you're going to reach out to them, which I know is kind of scary for some people, but don't be scared because people are surprisingly open to it on LinkedIn, especially if you're not spammy about your offering. If it's truly customized for them and you're just wanting to get to know them, get them onto a phone call, connect, discover where they have areas of need that you can serve them, that's when those messages are going to be welcome. Now, we've all gotten those messages that are like 20 paragraphs long. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a simple, hello, this is who I am. Tell me a little bit about your business, what you guys are focusing on. And your job is to play detective and discover what their needs are based on that message. From there, I would be actually offering free phone calls, as crazy as that is. I know some people say, don't start out free. But the thing is, we have 30 days. We got to get momentum. So I'm going to offer free phone calls where I'm going to straight up give my best strategies to people. Now, this has actually been kind of a key in my business. I actually always love to give my best strategies up front because I know that one of two things is going to happen. The person is going to value it and say, I need to work with her. She's hands down the person who gets my business, who can take me to the next level. Or they're going to take it and run with it. And there's nothing you can do to stop them. But the chances are they're going to say, I want to work with this person. Now, the purpose of those free calls is going to be a little bit different. My goal is actually to get testimonials. After you've delivered an hour of awesome strategy to a prospect, they are going to not be able to help but to rave about what you just offered to them. And people, there's this law of reciprocity that happens. When you do something good for someone, people feel the need to return the favor. It's the law of reciprocity. Everyone feels it. We all want to do something kind for someone who does something kind for us. So immediately following that call, at the very end of the call, I'm going to say, did you get value in this today? And they're going to say, yes, I got so much value. And maybe they'll say no, but they won't. They'll say, yes, I got so much value. Thank you. This was incredible. And I would say, okay, so I just have one favor for you to do for me. Could you real fast just look into the camera and tell exactly what kind of value I gave so that I can use that testimonial to get more potential clients like you? I really like you and I want to use your energy to bring in someone else who I can deliver value to. Suddenly, it's a compliment-based ask, which is pretty powerful. But then after they deliver the testimonial, I'm going to say, I actually just had an idea. What if I were to offer monthly coaching or services for you at a reduced cost so I can get you up and running on this plan ASAP, faster than you can implement it, because we know that the strategies are going to be very overwhelming for most business owners. So I'm going to say, normally I charge $2,000 to $3,000 a month for this, which before these 30 days I did. Now I'm going to offer it to you for as low as between $300 and $500 a month. The chances are they're going to say, oh my gosh, yes, it's an absolute steal. They know all the value that they're going to get. I'm going to get that testimonial, possibly get my first couple of clients. But the best part is you're getting momentum in your second week.
Okay, one of the things that you mentioned in your 30-day plan, though, is that by day 16, you stop just giving away those 1-hour calls for free and you start charging for them instead. So is there a shift in strategy there as well?
Absolutely. So by day 16, I am 100% confident that I'm going to have testimonials, start getting clients. It happens a lot faster than you'd think with LinkedIn. And in fact, I always say to my students, you'd be amazed the difference 1 week can make on LinkedIn. It's mind-blowing. So by day 16, I know that I'm going to have at least 3 video testimonials because I'm going to be hitting those calls every single day till I get solid testimonials and a couple clients under my belt. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to offer 15-minute discovery calls where I'm going to sell people into a bigger strategy session. Maybe it's $500, maybe it's $1,000. It totally depends. But honestly, my gut says $500 to $1,000 is going to be that perfect price point for a 1 to 2 hour strategy session.
And then from there, once they're on the strategy session, you'll be able to upsell them to a longer package, perhaps multi-month or something like that.
Absolutely. I've actually used this strategy quite a bit in my business where I'll bring someone in, we have a $500 call or a $1,000 call, and I've literally outlined their entire strategy for their business. Now, when you say, I actually have an awesome idea for you, I would love to work with you based on this call. Your energy is great. Your business is ethical. I think that you have a real good chance at scaling your business this year. What I'd love to do is to take the payment for this call and actually apply it to your first month's payment so we can get started on this plan as soon as we end the call today. What do you think? And you just leave it open-ended. But I actually have converted multiple clients from that paid strategy call into a monthly retainer service.
That's an excellent strategy, really, because then people won't have to feel like they might be wasting their money if they don't necessarily know all of the incredible value that you will be able to provide, but instead you'll be able to prove it to them on that initial call. But also for the business owner, it's really great for you to then weed out people who might not necessarily be your ideal client from a price point standpoint, who aren't necessarily willing to put down the money necessary for your time.
Absolutely. It helps with the price point, but it also helps with, a lot of times we'll get on calls with people and there just isn't a synergy. And one of the mistakes I made when I first started was that I was willing to work with everyone. Now, granted, that is sometimes a part of the process. If you have 30 days to restart, you might just say, I'm going to take who's paying right now and we will get clearer on who we want to serve in the future. But at the same time, the more that you can be certain about someone's product, make sure it's a good product, that it makes sense, that the market wants it, make sure that you align with their values and that they're full of integrity. It makes a huge difference in your overall happiness in your business.
Absolutely. So moving on in your 30-day plan to week 3, you mentioned that there is a bit of a pivot in your strategy where now you're interested in creating more of a substantial platform of your own that you can leverage. For example, your own Facebook group and even your own line of products. So I was wondering if you could talk to us a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. So I'm one of the very few people who has always had services on one side and courses on the other side. Some people love this. Some people hate this model. I'm a huge fan of it. I love having 2 different businesses that serve in different ways so that there's almost like a runway a little bit. You have the room to try things. If you want to try something with your course, which we know courses can be scaled much bigger sometimes, it gives you the runway of revenue with client services to be able to fuel your perfect webinar, to be able to fuel your ads. It's seriously so helpful because they feed off of each other. That's at least how my business has always been. And so what I'm a huge fan of is building your community, as some people call it, your tribe, building that community as soon as possible. people always ask, what is the best time to start your community? Yesterday. Like, get going on it today. You need to build that community and start to have that raving fan base so that anything you release, people are excited about. And the cool thing is, when you start to build out that community and that side of business, the more passive or leveraged side of business, you're going to find that sometimes clients will find you through that process as well.
Absolutely. So I understand exactly why there is value in building up your own community. So for example, you have, direct access to them, but I would love to dig a little bit deeper into these products of yours that we're going to be creating then at this stage in the 30 days. You mentioned that you would create a passive income product, perhaps around a $19 price point, before you begin working on a bigger offering. So I was wondering if you could explain a little bit of your thought process regarding that.
Absolutely. So the passive or leveraged no-brainer products, what I'm thinking is, about a $19 product, something that is a no-brainer. People say like, yes, I need this, and delivering tons of value with it. I'm a huge fan of actually low ticket items. A lot of people don't like them. I love them because I find that you're able to tap into different markets who you can deliver value to, and then they have the ability to grow and run up your value ladder as you deliver so much value that their life is absolutely transformed. And through the process of this 30-day trial, this 30-day crazy challenge, what you're going to discover is that you were able to build $5,000 to $10,000 a month in client work. When you have that, that's something people need. That's something others want. So just for $19, you can get access to the first step in the value ladder. Now, I would obviously spend a lot of time on my value ladder and start to figure out exactly what those next steps might look like. For me and my business, I've always been a fan of continuity. I think continuity is great. So when we have that $19 product price point, we got to figure out, okay, what is going to come next? The beauty of having a community is as they learn to know, like, and trust you, they're going to tell you exactly what they need. So by building this community early on in the 30 days, you're going to then have an amazing community and sounding board. Hello, built-in ask campaign 24/7, where you can find out exactly what they need and what you can deliver to them next.
Absolutely. And I think that there's value in remembering that we need to meet people where they are, and recognizing that, especially if we ourselves are trying to rebuild our entire platform, then people that maybe are just discovering us for the very first time, especially during these first 30 days, might not necessarily be ready to lay down $497 for a brand new offering. So getting them these smaller products at these smaller price points might be a really great way to build up that trust and offer value at price points that are more reasonable.
Absolutely. And I think it's important to note that in these 30 days, you don't necessarily have to fully figure out what your big high ticket program is going to be. Those can take a long time to figure out. You want to figure out, who is my market? Do I like my market? Do I want to offer this, or do I want to teach them something totally different? So what I would start to do is hypothesize the best course that I could possibly put together that's going to get people results fast. And most likely the best way to do it is by modeling exactly what I just did over the last couple of weeks.
Absolutely. So let's keep moving on in your 30-day plan to week 4, the beginning and middle of week 4, where you mentioned this course that you will be creating as an upsell after somebody purchases one of those lower priced items on your value ladder. And specifically, part of your strategy is offering a discount enrollment to people in exchange for video testimonials. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about this strategy.
Absolutely. This is something that I wish I had done when I built my business from the very beginning. The power of bringing in beta testers for either a free or a low price enrollment is that they're going to come in, they're going to help you to test out your course, your offering, exactly what is working, what isn't working. They're able to show you where there's areas for improvement. But the important part about that beta test is that they're going to be asking you questions. And every single one of those questions, you can document it and say, is this something where I can deliver more value in my course and answer that question for them? Or is this a potential future offering that we can bring in down the road? That would be so powerful. But the thing about video testimonials is they speak volumes. You're able to use them then for organic promotion, paid promotion in your funnel, absolutely everywhere. And it speaks to the legitimacy and the results that your course offer. Hands down, this is going to be the biggest piece of momentum in your course.
This is definitely a theme that I am seeing the more that I talk to all of you wonderful summit interviewees regarding video testimonials, that they just hold so much incredible social proof power and are so valuable whenever it comes to getting other people to enroll in our programs, that even from the very, very beginning, it is critical to be thinking about how we can strategize to get more video testimonials, even if our product is brand new to the market.
Yeah, absolutely. So there are a couple different ways that I have been able to leverage video testimonials and to get them. My favorite way is to offer ethical rewards. I know that that sounds kind of funny, but you don't want to just say, I only want good testimonials, or if you say something good about my brand, I will give you a prize. But what I love to do is I love to say, hey guys, we're launching a contest. We've got some sweet swag. Anyone who submits a video testimonial about the results that you've gotten in this course, totally true. You don't have to say, raving review, just give me your best examples of how this has impacted your life. Suddenly you'll see people are like, I want swag, or offer them something that's irresistible. You could maybe do a contest. If we get 20 people, I'm going to give away one free coaching session or something that delivers value, so that people are really excited and they're all rah around it. When I did it, I did a t-shirt giveaway with a really cool t-shirt. I got, the I'm the Boss t-shirts. I gave away a t-shirt that said I'm elite. I am elite. And it was really fun. Everyone wanted to be a part of it. So create an irresistible offer, as crazy as that sounds, that makes people say, heck yes, I'm going to put my makeup on. I'm going to do my hair. I'm going to record a video testimonial. I'm so excited.
That's fantastic. I'm literally already getting some ideas for how I'm going to be implementing this in my own business, so I love it. Okay, so finally moving on in your 30-day plan to the very end, you discuss several ways of going hard on promotion of your course, like putting together your Dream 100 affiliate partners and sharing revenue of sales with them, also booking yourself on a lot of podcasts. So I'd love to ask you what some of your favorite strategies are during these final days. What do you recommend for our listening audience, and any kind of tips and thoughts you want to share about that?
Absolutely. So Bailey, I'm a huge fan of two words: get visible. Get visible is everything. When I started my business, I had this one idea. If I could just make everyone see my face and know my name, then we could do anything. And honestly, that's been the truth. So I'm a huge fan of getting as visible as possible. Now, the reason that the Dream 100 works so well is because suddenly you're catapulted into tons of other people's platforms as well. A great way to do this is by reaching out to Facebook group admin and owners. Start out with delivering value. That can be a great way to start. Say, I'd love to deliver a free masterclass to your people, no pitch. Build that relationship. Once you deliver value, just like those free strategy calls, people are going to say, I want more. That's where you then follow up with, I'd also love to do a JV promotion. I think this is a huge way to massively increase your reach, getting visible, as well as your sales ultimately. I actually think it's Brian Burt who calls it authority jacking. And he says, when you do a JV with someone, you are authority jacking. You're showing up as someone that they recommend and say, this is someone I can trust. So authority jacking is a great way to get visible. Now, when it comes to podcasts, this has been one of my favorite strategies for getting massively visible. I actually say yes still to almost every single podcast that comes my way. And people say, why would you do that? Only 5 people listen to that podcast. Why would you waste your time on small podcasts? Because every single podcast, every single listener has the potential to be your next JV, to be a friend, a partner, someone that you call an associate, a peer. It's really powerful. And most people discount the smaller podcasts when their followings are actually very, very loyal. So I'd have to say, out of all of the strategies for then catapulting the business to the next level, podcasts are one of my absolute favorite and free ways.
I completely agree with you. If you're willing to spend 30 minutes talking one-on-one with someone, why in the world would you not be willing to spend 20 to 30 minutes on a podcast, even if it's small and has a reach of only 5 people? You're still getting the word out there about yourself. And I myself can personally attest to some of the benefits and returns that I have experienced when it comes to being on podcasts, even the smaller ones. So definitely agree with you there.
Absolutely. I've been on a couple of really big podcasts, but I remember it was about a year and a half ago, and I was on a really big podcast, and I thought, this is going to be the one that like makes my website blow up and I'm going to get so many leads. And I remember after it aired, I was so surprised that there wasn't that massive ripple effect that I thought there was going to be. There's something more intimate about the smaller podcasts, and that kind of intimacy of the interview, getting to know your interviewer, getting to know their following. There's something almost magical about smaller podcasts, as crazy as that sounds.
Well, especially I found on those smaller podcasts, even the ones that are just getting started, if you really show up and deliver amazing content and value, you're going to stand out, and the returns are going to come back to you for sure.
Absolutely. I'm a huge fan of smaller podcasts.
Absolutely. Rachel, we're coming to the end of our time here on this interview. I've really enjoyed chatting with you, and I want to make sure that before we close, I give you an opportunity to share any final thoughts with our audience about your 30-day plan.
Absolutely. So with this 30-day plan, one of the things I recommend is that you take action every single day, except for, of course, the first day, where, as you noticed, I grieved the loss of my business and I was sad and I ate chocolate ice cream. I actually have chocolate ice cream right here, right now, which is kind of funny. But that would be the best advice I can give you. Take action every single day. Don't spend time sitting and panicking and watching webinars and spinning on Facebook. I know we've all done that, where you're spinning and you're not getting any results. Create action steps for yourself every single day, so every day is one that moves the needle towards your big goal.
Fantastic, Rachel. Thank you so much for those words of wisdom. For those of you watching at home who are thinking you are ready to embark on your own 30-day path to success, I have something incredible to tell you about. It's called the One Funnel Away Challenge. You can click on the button on this page to learn more and upgrade, where you're going to get your chance to create a customized and personalized 30-day path to getting your next award-winning funnel launched with the direct help and guidance of a ClickFunnels 2 Club coach. But that is not all. You're also going to snag some absolutely amazing bonuses, including a physical copy of the 30-Day Summit book, where we've compiled all of the written 30-day plans from all of the speakers. And you're going to be receiving unlimited access to the interview that you just saw with Rachel, and of course, all of the other Summit interviews on this event. Plus, now here's my favorite part. You're also going to be receiving a second bonus behind-the-scenes interview that I have recorded with every single Summit speaker, where they are showing me via screen share how it is that they've actually set up their own award-winning funnels. Truly, the value in those videos is absolutely amazing, and it's something I do not want you to miss out on. So make sure that you click the button on this page to learn about the One Funnel Away Challenge and upgrade today. One more time, Rachel, just wanted to say thank you so much for being a part of the summit. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me, Bailey.